Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil. Taking a look at an Alakazam EX deck. This has the Dimensional Hand ability, 120 damage for 2 Psychic Energies. The damage isn't huge, but this attack can be used even if this Pokemon is on the bench. So this, as far as I know, is the first and still the only Pokemon that can attack from the bench. So what we do is we have a couple of Pokemon we can wall off our opponents with, hopefully. A couple copies of the Mimikyu Safeguard ability. It prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacking your opponent's Pokemon EX and V, and 1 copy of Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX with a Cornerstone Stance ability. You prevent damage from attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. So walling off a lot of Pokemon, very good there. And I'm dropping in a 202 Pidgeot EX line just to give some flexibility to help draw. There's some other techs in the list as well, but what I want to do is take a look at the deck in action on the rank ladder, and then at the end of the video after the gameplay, we will I'll go over the 60 in detail and any suggestions or thoughts I have about how to possibly tweak the deck in the future. Alright, so I recently updated the list to try to help it set up better. I've included a Rotom V in the deck, just because the deck doesn't always get going, and that's a major problem. I still want to go first, I think. Going second, maybe, but I think I want to go first. Okay, Mimikyu to start, Alakazam for the bench, Arven to get a, this is good. So, to get a Rare Candy or something else, maybe get Nest Ball and get the, maybe do that. Maybe Nest Ball Rotom V to get him set up. I can get the tool, assuming those cards aren't prized. I'm up against Block Snorlax, so I don't want Rotom V in play. I am pretty sure that I've kind of changed my plan here. I do play 1 Turo, but that's it. So end turn. The nice thing is the Alakazam EX can attack from the bench. So actually, I'm actually okay with Rotom V being in play. In fact, if they tossed Rotom V in play, that's actually good for me because he can't attack, but I need Alakazam EX going. That's what needs to happen here, right? Once I get one Alakazam EX set up, their stall tactics don't work. So I'll lose, Switch, I guess? But again, I just need to get the Alakazam set up. He can attack from the bench. I'm okay against Snorlax. So I was thinking, Snorlax, but because I haven't seen Snorlax since I've been playing the deck. So Lost Vacuum, I don't really think I care about that. What else did they ditch? Let me just make sure I understand. And the Switch card, yeah. Okay, so getting Iono'd here, that's a bit unfortunate, but not getting Iono'd, so that's good. So I'll Arven. I could get. My tools prize. That's very unfortunate. Do I want to Rotom V? I think I do, just because I think I just need to set up here, right? That's what needs to happen. I need to set up. So I'm like, hey, you know what? You can get him stuck in the active. I'm going to get my Abra, my Alakazam set up eventually, and I'm just going to win the game once I do that. So I don't think I need anybody else in play even, right? I'll just get set up eventually, and I'll just attack. And you can't stop me. You may play hammers. You probably don't play hammers, but maybe you do. So you'll slow me down. But I'm going to set up and start taking prizes. I will 2-shot you. So I don't think, you're going to have a hard time penny looping the rest of this game. That's what I'll say. It's awkward now. It's awkward. Okay, so I need to set up and start attacking. It's really easy that way. So, right, they're gonna have to penny loop a bunch, and of course they do get the tool when they penny loop, so it makes it slow grinding. But it's okay, right? I 2-shot them with or without the tool. I tool shot them. If they play the A-Spec, which I'm blanking at the moment, then that doesn't happen. What did they do at the end there? They Pal Pad. What did they Pal Pad back? Let me just see. That's fine. I'll attach, and I think I'll just Rotom V here, right? Just Rotom V. Because until I can actually... Okay, that's fine. I mean, that could be good too, actually. The Xatu could be good. I mean, if they drop that on Natu, I evolve into Xatu. I don't have a problem with that. I have a Rare Candy, so I can get Ultra Ball this turn. I'll get rid of what? A Pidgey and something else. So they got the Forest Seal Stone, so they're probably gonna drop down Rotom V, I'm guessing. Now, if I lose the Rare Candy, that's bad, right? But I do have the Stage 1, so that's gonna be, you know, that's kinda okay. So good. So I can I guess I'll Rare Candy here. I mean, I'll Rare Candy. Ultra Ball. Do I have the Stage 1, by the way, in hand? In the deck, I do. I'll get TM Devolution, which has no value this matchup, right? So I will get rid of you and you. Actually, I'll get rid of the TM Devolution, right? I will and I have the Rare Candy, so. I mean, at some point I want to get the stage, you know, getting the Stage 1 down does have its advantage, and I will hit into you. You're halfway to being knocked out, and that's okay, right? And eventually I will get prizes. I will get my Forest Seal Stone at some point, which is great. Yeah. So I think I will win this game, but we will see. We will see what happens here. I two-shot everything. Well, they can attach the... Let me think. They're at what, is he at 190? So he gets 50. He gets 240. So I still two-shot everything. Now they're gonna lose. I'm gonna lose the Pal Pad. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because you know that's awkward for me. But I assume they're gonna play that, and they'll play the Pal Pad. I don't really want to Pal Pad this turn. No, I mean, it's really for like the boss that I want to get at some point, just to help take some knockouts. Okay, they're already penny looping, which I get it. But you know, can they? There's gonna be a lot of, you know, if they're in a game where they're gonna have to penny every turn, and that's gonna be tough for them at some point. It's hard to penny loop. It's hard to penny every turn, and if they penny every turn, then they can't like theory away my Pal Pad. So that's good too. Eventually, and I don't need to worry about the gusting or anything like that. I just kind of keep Alakazam, right? If they play hammers, then it changes the dynamic some, but eventually, I mean, they could hammer, they could play Silene and potentially get me out of energy. I don't think that's what I don't anticipate that being what they're going to do, but, you know, we don't know. So they got a card there, right? It should just show, yep, that they got a card. It shows that I drew an energy before anything happened, which is also kind of funny. That's just the way the game works. So just keep the pressure on. That's all I do. Just keep the pressure on. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to evolve to Pidgeot EX, but they probably play a TM Devolution, which they can do. Honestly, the Big Charm doesn't actually change the numbers for me. I'm doing 120. I don't one-shot them without the tool, and I still one-shot them with the tool. So it does, you know, the tool, they keep attaching the active. It doesn't matter. Okay, so they're giving up a prize this turn. Well, I guess they could play Scoop Up Cyclone, but okay. I mean, again, that's fine. I don't think there's any reason to put any energies attached elsewhere. I just keep hitting into them. I'm going to take my first prize. Now, the problem is when I take up my first prize, it does activate Counter Catcher, but I can attack from the bench, so I don't think it matters. They got a penny for next turn. That's a bit odd, I think, but, you know, that's fine. It's fine. So, taking a prize, they can Counter Catcher. Can they penny loop the rest of this game? I have my doubts about it, right? I have my doubts. Because, yes, they're going to slowly thin my hand away. I understand that. but you know, it's limited. I do Prime Catcher, I think, right, is the ace spec I'm playing, or no, or wait, no, I'm playing Reset Stamp, which isn't going to be valuable this game at all. So we'll see what I lose. Obviously, I could deck out. Ooh, did I lose 3 cards? I did. So that's a concern. That's a concern. At some point, they're going to devolve me, and then I've got to get the stage 1 into hand, right? The stage 1's in the deck, so I'll get there eventually. But you know, it makes life difficult. Ooh, does that one change the numbers? This one might change the numbers, because then they do 40 less, right? Yeah, so now I still 2-shot them. I do 80, but then I do 80 again, I get to 160. So unless they, let me think, if they tool scrappered, or if they lost vacuumed away their tool, and then they could replace it, right, then with the Bravery Charm, then they'd take 3 hits. But, you know, they're probably not doing that. So just keeping the pressure on, that's really all I can do. Keep the pressure on. And, you know, game will take time, and we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. So, right, so what did they grab there? Was that a Sandshrew? I saw it looked like a fighting, right? So Sandshrew. So I can't Rod. I can't use Rod now. Or Pal Pad, but they got rid of my Pal Pad and got rid of 1 Rod. I think I played 2 Rods, but that's fine. Again, I don't really see a reason to attach an energy anywhere else. At some point, I could Professor Turo Scenario and take a knockout. I don't know if I want to do that, though. I really don't. Do I want to do that? I will wait. At some point, though, Turo Scenario, send up the Alakazam, take the knot, and I one-shot them, right? So, but at this point, I'll just keep putting the pressure on. They have to keep penny looping. They'll give up a few prizes along the way. I can steal a prize with Professor Turo's Scenario at some point. I'll one-shot something. And I could even one-shot, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4. So is it per bench Pokemon? What's the nut damage number? It's 30, 1, 2, so 120. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just keep banging away. Just keep banging away. And we'll see what happens here, right? I don't think they're going to time out. I mean, they have less time than me. They have to do more things to kind of keep things going here than I do. So the timer is, I don't think I'm going to have time issues. So they're giving up a knockout this turn again, I assume. Lose resets Unfair Stamp, but that's not a problem. What else did I lose? And Counter Catcher, okay. See if they bench something, but again, look, it shrinks my deck. That's the big thing it does. It shrinks my deck. You know, I could send up Mawile. No, I don't really want a Mawile because Mawile doesn't trap them, right? It uses an attack, so okay. Do I have Iono in deck? I do, so that's going to be good at some point. So I'll take a knockout, so take my second prize. You know, getting a prize every, you know, it's a bunch of turns before I get a prize. But getting there. So boss is good, of course. But I could boss up Sandshrew as well. Take a prize that way. So now I have 2 supporters that get me. Oh, this guy's bad. This guy's bad. Okay, so this guy's really bad. Oh, okay. This is okay. So I think, can I one-shot him? That's the big question, right? That's the big question. So he does 90. So right now they have 4 on the bench, but if they have 3 on the bench, ooh, I don't one-shot him. That's bad news. That is bad news. So I hit into them, and then I do the Professor Turo Scenario the following turn, right? That's the deal there, I think. Because unless I can one-shot him, I don't want to do that, right? So 90 plus 120 is what? 210. And 210 does not get me there. Okay. So he can attack just, let's think. So he's going to attack. He's going to switch in the active and attack on one turn. Okay. Then I hit into him. And then the following turn, I knock him out. I have Iono, and that's good too. So I just have to kind of keep an eye on things. So let's see what they do. Honestly, I'd like to get him knocked out now. It gets me 2 prizes as well, which is great for this game as well. I think this will work. I think they're going to let me do it. They've seen my hand, though. They know I have Professor Turo scenario. In one sense, the smart play would be to Iono and disrupt me, because then I can't pull this off. I'd lose 2 energies. Again, that's fine. And I have Boss. I have Professor Turo scenario. I have Iono. I have all the good cards that I want. And I actually 2-shot him anyway, so I don't even need to... right, I don't even need to do the other thing. So... 90, 1, 2, if they get a full bench, let's say 5, 150. If they need a full bench, if they put a full bench down, then I 1-shot them, right? That's the deal. So they're gonna mill occasionally is what's gonna happen. If they put down a full bench, I take a prize. That's what happens there. Let's think. So, but he's doing, let's see, 4. 120 plus 90. So he's doing 200. So, I mean, I can take a prize here, right? I can take a prize. Do I want... it gets very dicey. At some point I have to do that, though, right? So maybe I boss here. Do I want to boss? Take out Sandshrew. Just put some pressure on them. Maybe I'll do that at this point. I will boss. Or do I Turo scenario, take the knockout this turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 120 plus 90. I'm going to take a knockout here. I mean, I don't mind Rotom V being in play at all. So I Mind Jack from the active, take a prize here, so that's good. And I can snag another prize, because I have to put pressure on them. That's what has to happen here. I've got to put pressure on them. And that's, that's really all I can do. And they're going to counter catcher. Doesn't really matter here. I have Iono still, though, so that's what's good, too. So maybe I take out the Sandshrew. Just take a prize, right? Get another prize. Get them down to 2 prizes. And then I still have the Iono. So I think maybe all right, so they're going to Iono me this turn. That's... Okay, so... I used one of my 3 tools that I have. One of the 3 supporters that I want to use this game. So that part's okay. See what happens. I could try to... I mean, I could Mawile somebody in the active, but they're going to penny him away. So we'll see what happens here. Obviously, if they're milling 2, so it's going to be a question of partly, do I get the boss or do I get the Iono and do I draw it myself? Or do they discard them with their Chi-Yu? And that may be what actually swings the game here, right? So... 1, 2, 3, 4 again, 120 plus. Okay, but they have the reduced damage, so I don't 1-shot them. So okay, those cards are fine. We'll see what happens here, right? Can I make this work? Don't know. This part's not great. Think, can I finish him off next turn? That's what I got to think through. Because I can retreat now, right? He has a retreat cost 1. I also have the tool for free retreat. So this is where, the Snorlax matchups get interesting. So I will do 120 plus 90, 210, but mine 210 minus 40, which is what, 170 I think I do, which obviously one-shots them, so finishes them off. So okay, so I want to retreat, and I finish him off, and then I'm down to 1 prize remaining, right? I believe I'm okay here. So I use the first attack and blow you up, so you gave me that opening there because I wasn't locked onto the bench, and you let me hit into you once. So they conceded, so work through the Snorlax matchup. You know, just having patience is really the key to Snorlax. Well, having the Alakazam that can attack from the bench obviously made it very tough for my opponent, and I got the win in what is a favorable matchup I hadn't been thinking with this deck, but glad to get the W. All right, see what happens here. The deck is being a bit of a challenge to get wins with, I will say. Look, I'm still... Some of it is a few mistakes along the way, too. But also, it is a bit matchup dependent, and it can be slow to start to get going. And I made the changes to help it get going. It does help it some, but it doesn't give it like the big power boost that I would have liked, though, I will say. Getting the pieces, you know, what's prized and, you know, what you can get into play is definitely limited, right? You're always limited in your choices with this deck. Maybe I should have narrowed down the Pokemon in the deck a little bit more. You know, maybe I should drop like the Mawile, for instance. Okay, this could, well, Mimikyu, actually, the Ogerpon could be really key, right? Is this Chen Pal, Caliber? They all have abilities. So now they probably play Canceling. They probably play just one, though, is my guess, right? So they did, you know, they shouldn't probably be benching Pokemon, right? Generally, you shouldn't. There's an outside argument you could make that you should. So, oh, well, this is bad. What did they? So this is Greninja, right? This is Greninja. So I'm in trouble here, I will say. Okay, the TM Devolution. Okay, I'm gonna need to get my Psychic guy going. They're Psychic weak, right? When they evolve. So it gives me some hope, but we'll see. We will see. It's not great, right? And at this point, maybe I attach active so I can take out the Froakie, right? I'm thinking that's my play here. I think that's the play. Yeah, attacking with the Mimikyu, taking out their active Pokemon, whatever it is, I can take a prize, right? I think that's the play. Because I could attach to Alakazam, right? But then to get the Alakazam to attack, I have to get a Rare Candy and the Alakazam in hand. That probably doesn't happen. All right, what's this fancy-looking guy here? Rotom V. Which I would have liked to have gotten Rotom V that turn, obviously. That didn't happen. Maybe I should go... You know, I could go second with the deck, and maybe that would help me, all in all. It might. You know, I don't know. Then I'm leaning really heavily on the rare candies, right? And getting the cards I want. Like, I have a supporter turn one. There's a decent chance I get my bench set up, but I'm still not confident I'm getting the bench I want, is what I'll say. In which case, then I'm in a ton of trouble. So I'll take a prize. Get Pidgey down. That's good. Yeah, I'll take a knockout. And it puts a little pressure on him, right? Puts some pressure. I like that. So I take a prize. Yeah, this is good. I mean, I could call for family. All right, rare candy's good. I just need to get access to a stage 2, and then I'm in business, right? TM Devolution still could be good as well. So see what they do here. Might be time to take a second prize. So Frost Last, so that's 10 damage between each turn. So that's 20, so 40. So I'm going to get knocked out pretty quickly here. Are they gonna evolve? Okay, evolving to Frogadier. Okay. Now, then, do I want a TM Devil? Okay, well, I'm gonna lose. See what I draw into, right? Like I had a question in my mind: should I devolve that turn? Iono's not bad. See what happens here. They take less. One of their basic non-water Pokemon 2 damage counters. Okay, so it's not great. Puts pressure on me, right? The clock is ticking, but I knew this was coming. Arven, I can get Rare Candy. I like that. So I think I want to do that. Get a Rare Candy. Just Rare Candy and a tool. Maybe I devolve this turn, right? That's the question. Do I devolve this turn? I think I might. I think I'll devolve this turn because no, don't attach. Evolve first, and then attach. Right? That was almost a huge mistake. And then they didn't use the Force Seal Stone yet either, did they? So I think I want to devolve, and I think maybe I want to get rid of their Force Seal Stone. I'm gonna keep my Iono because I kind of need something, right? I kind of need something. But get rid of their tool. Just take away some of their options next turn. Devolve. It buys my Mimikyu a turn. I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to think that through. It in a sense it does, but my hope is they can't get the Greninja evolve next turn, right? That's kind of the thought. So just slowing them down there. I want to get the Alakazam set up. I need an energy. There's a good chance I get the energy next turn. I can take a knockout. I really need to get another Alakazam going. That's kind of what needs to happen. So Iono's good this next turn. So maybe they're gonna Rare Candy here. I don't love that, but if they do, I can probably take the knockout. Because I can I swing into the active with the Alakazam. I need an energy. I have Iono. I see 5 cards. If I get an energy, it needs to be a psychic energy. I have to play 1 fighting energy. So what did that do? So did he knock me out? Yes, well, I'm going to be knocked out. So how do I want to work this? I mean, I'm going to knock out the active, right? That's going to happen. I think I send up the Pidgey here. I need if I get energy, I knock out the active. So I have some good things to get. I have the Iono here. That's what has to happen. They only get 4 cards in hand. All right, well, that's good. I will Buddy-Buddy Poffin here. Get down an Abra. I'll get down a Pidgey because Pidgeot EX is still very, very good, right? So just get down. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I'll do that. There is a reason to get down 2 Abras as well. I will say that. So at this point, I'm doing 120. So we're tied in prizes, so I can't do anything about that. So I just do I want another Abra in play? I think I'll wait on that. I mean, obviously, I am concerned about my bench too, because I don't have bench protection, right? So it's a little dicey. I don't know that I want to bench the Rotom V because he can blow up my Rotom V very easily, right? So we'll see what happens. See what they do. They're probably going to take a knockout. They're putting pressure on they're going to have to scoop up the Rotom V at some point, probably, because they can't give up those 2 prizes. I'm pretty certain. So get down another Froakie there. So they take out my active. I'm going to one-shot the Greninja EX, though. That's not right? Wait, this is the other Greninja EX. Okay, so don't make that mistake. They're playing the other Greninja EX. Okay. So this is actually worse. I don't think it's as good a Greninja EX, but it's a much tougher matchup, right? So I'm going to send up Abra. I have another Abra in deck. That's what I'm thinking. So I've seen this deck more, which is, to me, it's the, quote, the wrong Greninja EX for this deck, but, you know, it's what they want to do. So people are definitely playing it. So all right, now I made a mistake who I put up there, right? Now I see that. That's okay. I can do this and this. Let me just look at all. I have the stage 1, right? And I have, this is all pretty good. I don't have access to, oh wait, do I have 4 Seal Stone here, by the way? No, I might have gotten, I think I got rid of that. Okay, so this is okay. So I'm gonna get rid of Rotom V. Gonna get rid of Counter Catcher. I'm gonna be confident that I'm gonna get things going here. That's my plan. I'm gonna get things going. Gonna set up my Abra. My other, no, I messed. I was supposed to get, no. That's a disaster. I was supposed to get the Kadabra. I was supposed to get Kadabra, and that's terrible. And now that's just a huge misplay by my part. I was supposed to get the stage 1, right? I was supposed to get stage 1. I was supposed to get the stage 2 next turn. I was supposed to get stage 1, and I was supposed to get the basic with the Nest Ball. I had it planned out, and then I got, oh yeah, and I forgot. I played the Ultra Ball, and instead of getting the stage 1, I got the basic that I was supposed to get with Nest Ball. And I am in a world of hurt now. I am going to knock out their active, though. I do like that, right? I'm pretty sure. Well, let me think. 90. I'll send him up. What am I doing? 90 plus 150. So do I take a knockout? 90 plus, I don't think I do. 150. I do 240. I do take the knockout. Okay, so that makes life easy there. So I'm going to retreat and just attack here. I made a huge misplay. A huge misplay that was pretty unforgivable, but I might just get away with it. We'll see what happens. We will see. I obviously was thinking the deck was going one way, and it was a different deck. So look, my opponent, if they don't get rid of the Rotom V, they're gonna lose the game, right? At this, they lose. Actually, they lose the game now, so it doesn't matter. They essentially, and there we go. You know, my opponent knocks out their own Pokemon for the game, so the Frostlass giveth, and the Frostlass can take it away, and it taketh away from my opponent that last game. All right, so last game I made a huge mistake. I grabbed the basic with the Ultra Ball. When I had Nest Ball to get the basic, I needed to get the stage 1 with the Ultra Ball. It really kind of threw away a turn. Could have thrown away the game. I was fortunate I got the win anyway. So, you know, the deck worked better than I did that last game. You know, I don't know if I had I definitely made one huge botch that last game, but did get the win. So, which I'm pleased for that. All right, so Mawile in the active. All right, it's not a bad place to be. Buddy-Buddy Poffin, get a mulligan as well. So up against Gardevoir, I assume this could be tough. This should be tough, actually. But you know, I can kind of hide behind single prize Pokemon and just poke away at my opponent. That's the plan here. Got the Monkey Dory. Rare Candy. I'm liking this. So an Abra. I mean, this is a good start. Obviously, a Rotom V would have been nice, but it's okay. I have the stage 1. Okay, so this is good. I'll attach Psychic Energy to the Abra, and I have Rare Candy, and this is good. I can attack next turn if this hand stays, right? If I don't get Iono'd. I Rare Candy the Pidgeot EX, then with the Pidgeot EX I get Rare Candy, and I Rare Candy Alakazam EX, I attach an energy, and then I take a knockout. So that's, that's a good start to this game. They're not going to take a prize this game. I'm pretty confident about that. So, while Mimikyu's not going to stop my opponent, I do just need to get these single prize Pokemon chucked in the active. That's what I need to do too, right? That's what needs to happen. Because, that's what needs. So they're going to set up. They're going to get going here. So they're going to get their energy. If they have energy in hand, of course they do. That's good. They get to discard energy. They're going to get 2 Curlios on the bench. And they're going to attach the darkness energy, the Monkey Dory. So that's all. Oh, okay. They make me out to be a liar. I thought they'd attach the darkness energy because then they can use Monkey Dory's ability, right? But I guess the idea is they can retreat. They're probably going to retreat to the bench, I guess. I guess that's what they're thinking. So that's fine. So I'm going to take out the Monkey Dory anyway. They don't know that, but I know that. So I will do this. Grab another Rare Candy. I assume I didn't try my other two Rare Candies. If I did, I just kind of cry at this point. So what I have? So I have... Oh, wait. Am I playing 4 Rare Candies in this deck? Okay. I thought I... Oh, yeah. I guess because I have the 2 stage 2s, that makes sense. I'm playing the 4. So I set up here. This is very good. All right. Awesome here. I would like to have had something else on the bench. They're going to probably take out the Mawile. Don't love that, but the Pidgeot EX does have free retreat. So, okay, you got a Pidgey. Probably slap him down because really I just want single prize Pokemon in the active spot. They can't one-shot my guys on the bench, I don't think. Certainly not the Alakazam EX. I can, they're going to fill up their bench. Can I take out a Gardevoir EX? Let me think about that. So, again, 150 plus 90, those 240. So, no. I mean, if they get enough damage on them, but then they play Monkey Dory in the deck, can they get it set up and stuff? I don't know. My opponent's not, they're pausing. They're probably not thrilled with their situation. They have 2 Curlios, though, so I mean, it's not like they're dead in the water here, right? They have plays to make. Klefki, which is, yeah, I mean, Klefki is really not going to be helpful in this game, I don't think. So that makes sense to get rid of that. They want to get rid of energies, of course. So can they set something up here? They can get some basics down. They can. Worst case, they would just send up the Drifloon to the Curlia or the Ralts to get knocked out. I assume they don't want to get the Curlia knocked out. So and they do have 2, well, right now they don't have, unless they get Gardevoir, they can't. Okay, well, this is good. Right now my opponent's doing nothing. And that's good for me. So this is very good for me. So I probably... I'm not sure what I do. I think taking out the Curlius is probably the best thing. I might just Iono this turn. We'll see what obviously, how does this turn end? They're going to get Gardevoir. They're going to take a prize. And if they take out my Pidgeot EX, then I'm kind of unhappy. I will say that. But it's not the end of the world. At least I hope not. It makes life tougher, though, if they manage to pull that off. I also don't know how much energy they have. They have, 4... and they have 5, right? Because they're going to attach to Curlia, retreat the Curlia. I mean, they'll accelerate to the Curlia. I mean, they could attack with Gardevoir, but I don't think... Let's see. That would put them at 290, at 270. I cannot one-shot him, but I'm pretty sure they don't want to leave him in the active. So they're going to attack with Drifloon. Okay. Did they use support? Maybe if they had Boss... If they have Boss, but they don't have the tool, right? They can't have the tool and the Boss in hand, so. Right. So they do 180, so they don't take, so they're going to Boss, but, they don't take me out. But what that means is they take me out next turn with the Scream Tail. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts a lot, right? An awful lot. So I do not have the knockout. He does 210, and he's 2. So I retreat to the bench. I do not Iono. That's for sure. So I grab probably a Buddy-Buddy Poffin here, right? I assume I have that here, right? I don't want to, no, don't Unfair Stamp. That helps them as well. So I get down, what? An Abra, 2 Abras. I'll drop down 2 Abras. And I'll drop down the Pidgey. I think I do need to take a prize though, right? I mean, I could send up an Abra, right? Actually, that's what I do. I attach to the Abra and I take him out, right? He doesn't resist me, so I retreat for 1. That's okay. Because I got to take out my Alakazam this turn. So the best thing to do is do this. I take out the Drifloon with the Abra. I'm pretty sure that was the best. That was the right play there. You know, gotta try to, you know, need to be flexible with what you do. Since they had that knock on the Alakazam, I do have the Pidgey EX. Okay, so what are they gonna? Why'd they send up Gardevoir? They could have knocked me out with the Scream Tail. As they get damage on the Gardevoir, I mean, you know, that's an odd play, I would say. And then if they fill up their bench, I can actually take out the Gardevoir. So they just can't make that play, is what I'll say. That play would kind of do... Okay, they only have 4 on the bench, so that they could... Okay, they're going to Iono. That's... I don't know why I sent up the Gardevoir. I really don't. I assume I'm going to Unfair Stamp this turn, which is okay. I'll send the Pidgey IDX unless of course they wipe him out. Then I'll be sad about that. I don't think they'll do that. You know, I'm expecting the my expectation is Drifloon takes out the Alakazam EX. And okay, so they got that, the Monkey Dory, right, and a Darkness Energy. Okay. So I gotta say I'm confused by what they did there. Confused by setting up the Gardevoir primarily. So, are they gonna attack? They're gonna retreat. Let's see. They have to attach 2 energy. That gets them to 60. Minus 60 puts them at 250, and I cannot one-shot them though. That is the one problem. That I cannot one-shot them. So we'll. So they're gonna, okay. I mean, I think they should have just set up the Scream Tail in the first place. I don't really understand that. I don't, unless they needed to attach and retreat to get 1 more energy in the discard pile. But I don't think they do, right? They do 160 and I'm at, 130. So they knock me out. I mean, the nice thing is I have the knockout with my Abra again, right? So they're going to take 2 prizes to even things up. I just poke them again with the Abra. I'm going to Unfair Stamp them. And I'm going to, this is fine. I'm going to poke you with the Abra. I don't think I want, well... I'm going to attach. I guess maybe the Natu could be useful. Yeah, the Natu. I'll drop him down. Unfair Stamp. I think this is good. And then I'll see what I draw here. So I have Arven, which is good. So I'm going to poke with that. I'll get a Rare Candy here, and I will get a Rescue Board. Not that I need that. I will grab now. That's awesome there. I'm gonna poke you for the knockout again, which is great. I will get, what do I want for next turn? Anything I want for next turn? I'm gonna grab a Lost Vacuum. I'm not really sure what I want for next turn, honestly. That's kind of the weird spot I'm in. I take the knockout. I'm in pretty good shape. Maybe I should have tried to guarantee Pidgeot EX. If they take out my Pidgeot EX this turn, then I'm in trouble. Now, they keep advancing the Gardevoir, which means they have to keep putting damage on the Gardevoir, and at some point, if they put enough damage on it themselves, I'm going to one-shot that Gardevoir. So they probably should be putting damage on the Curlies and such, because they don't want to give up the 2-prizer, right? They don't want to give up the 2-prizer. Full bench, I said, what, 240, right? Yeah, 150 plus 90, 240. So, look, they're not there yet. But one more, they're one more damage counter away, and I can pull that off. And I have to think if I want to do that. I think I need to do that for game though, right? Because if it's not game, my Alakazam EX is in the active, they can knock him out, and then I have to start to scramble to put my board state together the following turn. And I don't want to do that, right? So, yeah, I don't want to do that. So, see what they do here. And the drift, they might take out my Alakazam. I don't know. I have a Natu, which can become a Xatu and such, so okay, so counter catcher. So I'm going to take him out. Now the problem is, now they've taken 2 prizes. Now they're going to be 1 knockout away from game, right? That I don't love. I don't love that at all. I have a Kadabra. I have Forest Seal Stone. So we'll see what happens here, right? Now the Kadabra retreats to the bench. He does 30, right? So that's actually good for me. That's an extra 10. I don't know if that's going to matter. So I can take them out with my single prize attacker. So that's okay. I don't mind that. I mean, I'm not thrilled. Oh, they missed the knockout. Oh, that's really bad for them, right? That's really, really, really bad for them. So do I have a switch card in deck? Did he evolve? How did he evolve? With Rare Candy, right? So I have Professor Turo scenario, right? That's probably what I do. I do have a switch as well, but if I Turo him up, then I send up... I just Turo him up now, right? I'm pretty sure. Take the knockout with the Abra. Is that what I want to do? What am I going to send? I have to take the knockout still, right? So I'll Professor Turo scenario. You up out of play. I lose the energy. I can survive that, right? I'll send you up. I'm gonna evolve you because that's really good for me. I do retreat to the bench. I like that a lot. And I want, do I attach to the active and get my second energy there? Yeah, I think I want to do that. That's, I think, the best thing. And I will send up the Mawile probably, right? So I protect the Kadabra. And they might choose to take him out. So they missed the knockout. I thought they had the knockout. So that they missed the knockout by 10. So that was really terrible. Did I maximize that turn? If they knock out the Kadabra, which they could, then I might not be able to attack for big damage next turn, right? That's a problem. That's a risk I run for sure. So maybe I should have put the energy on the other Abra. That's where I'm trying to think through the best board state. The way it is now, all I have to do is play down an Alakazam, and I can attack, right? And I can then attach to the Mawile and retreat or whatever. So we'll, you know, because they're Ioning me, which is not unexpected. I go down to 2 cards. I draw a card, but okay, the Arven's a useful card, so that's good too. It's a switch. I have switch in deck. I should have Earthen Vessel, right? That kind of gets me what I need. They could move 30 damage over. They filled their bench though, so I do one-shot the Gardevoir EX now, right? That they've given me that play. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I really don't. So they need. Okay, I mean they're gonna move 30. They get down to 250, which I do one-shot the Gardevoir EX if they leave him in the active. Now they. I mean the thing is, to retreat to the bench, they're going to have to attach to it, so they're going to put more damage on it. I think they've put themselves in too much of a bind here, I think. I'm not sure what they're going to do, right? They could, I mean, look, they could take out the Kadabra, and that's probably the worst thing, but all they have is energy in hand, right? So they're going to just retreat. I'll send up the Pidgeot EX for right now, right? That's what I'll do for now. Okay, I mean that's fine. They can take a prize next turn with a Pidgey. That's okay. Are they just gonna end turn here? I'm not sure what they're gonna do. So I could Tulip. I don't think I have. I don't have Xatu though, right? So maybe I'll leave the Mawile there. I want to get, if I get Xatu, I can Tulip, I get energy, and I get my stage 2, which I need, and I can accelerate. So I'm going to make that play. That's a bit of a weird play, but I think I like it the best. Wait, at this point, if I boss, actually boss gets me game, right? I can attach. No, boss does not get me game. So, okay. So I'm going to make this my play. Do this. Oh, I could have... actually, I did have game. I had Arven. No, I can't Arven and boss at the same turn. So Tulip, let me grab all these guys back. I will evolve you. I'll accelerate energy to my other Abra, which is super great there. Because that opens up, means I can attack with you next turn. You could knock out the Pidgey. I mean, you have to knock out the Pidgey and a 2. Well, I really don't think they can win this turn, right? I really don't. So I drew a switch card, so I'm in nice shape for next turn. So I will just take a prize. I have boss for, I think I have game at this point locked up. So I might have botched that last turn a little bit. Or the turn before, right, with how I attached energy. But, just working with it, could I have gotten game? I needed to evolve to Alakazam and get boss in the same turn. Otherwise, it's best if I could have done that. If I could have won the game last turn, that was certainly the best play. And maybe I could have. It seemed in my mind to me it was possible, but I wasn't sure how. So you might, if it was possible, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments below. And maybe it wasn't. I'm not. Again, my brain's not clear on that. So I think I win the game next turn. They can move 60 damage, but they can't take 4 prizes. They can take, theoretically, they could take 3 prizes. I don't like the fact they keep sending up this guard, but they should have been sending up the Curlias. Because getting the Curlias damage was okay, right? They could get, if they can get 40, they could get 60 damage on each of those Curlias, and that's okay. It just gives up 1 prize. The Gardevoir was 2 prizes, and it gave me I could have potentially won the game earlier. So are they going to send up the Monkey Dory? Is that their play? I guess it is. I mean, that's kind of... So if I have Lost Vacuum, it's in the deck, right? I think so. I might have Lost Vacuum. They should have heavy balled sooner. Wow. I mean, that's just. I do think they should have heavy balled, played the heavy ball sooner to get that Drifloon, right? I would think. I guess unless they knew it was there and they knew they didn't want to attack with it. And they get a prize now. And yeah, they want to do the extra healing. That's okay. Again, they're not going to take 3 prizes. They can use the other Monkey Dory. They can move 30 more damage, but that does not get them a prize. They could do 60 damage with the Monkey Dory. My Active's confused. They could knock out my Mawile if they chose to. I could retreat the Mawile. The Alakazam does a lot of damage then too. Actually, I have a switch in hand too, so I just switch into the Alakazam for knockout. That's the simplest thing at this point. They're making plays. I don't think they're plays that get them anywhere. So they may take the knockout here. I will. If they do, I'm just going to send up the Alakazam EX because he has the knockout for game, right? And they're at least a turn away from game. I mean, they potentially could have won next turn. I'm not sure. They'd have to get a gusting card because I would not have sent the Alakazam EX into the active. But I will now, and I have switch. If for some reason I miscalculated things, I could just switch it out. But I will just do this. Does 240 damage and gets me game. So there we go. Got to win. My opponent played a little bit of odd sequencing, I think, but it was a close game. But even if my opponent, I think, played a little cleaner. It was a close game. It would have been a close game, which is, in a sense, with a deck like this, it's matchup dependent. It's not a great matchup in that I can't wall them off, right? What they need to do, I think, is protect their Gardevoir EX, and I just have to because I'm just giving up 1 prize every turn. And I just need to keep them to be getting single prize knockouts. Although eventually, you can see, they can work through some multi-prize knockouts. It's harder for me to do that, I think, if they play carefully, but got the win, happy for that. So what we'll do next is take a look and give the full deck overview, talk about the 60 and what they're all doing in the deck. All right, so here's the full overview of the cards in the deck. So it's an Alakazam EX deck, so 3 copies of the Alakazam EX. It is a Stage 2, so I'm playing 3 of the basic, 1 Stage 1, and 3 Stage 2s. It's got 2 useful attacks. If you watch the gameplay, you saw that. The main attacker is the second one, Dimensional Hand for 2 Psychic Energy, does 120 damage, and it can attack when it's on the bench, so we have other walling Pokemon to send into the active. But then the first attack actually does more damage in a lot of cases, so keep that in mind. Mind Jack for 2 colorless energies does 90 plus 30 more for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. They can bench 5 Pokemon at the most. So that's 150 plus 90, so 240. So that is actually potentially double the damage there. And so that's good. Not bad at all. What else do we play? So the walling Pokemon, Mimikyu, 2 copies of Mimikyu. This is probably the main walling one. It's nice. We also want single prize walling Pokemon too, because that helps. If we're into if there's, our opponents will hit through the walls at some point, right? This Mimikyu, safeguard ability. It doesn't take damage from EXs and V Pokemon, so very good there. We can attack with it. We have the Psychic Energy, so it puts 7 damage counters to opponent's active Pokemon, but Alakazam EX is the better attack, which is what we want to go with mostly. But so Mimikyu, good, slows your opponents down. Even when they hit through it, it's giving up 1 prize, and if they're hitting, and if we can take a prize for a prize trade, we can potentially win the prize race that way too. Also playing on copy of the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX. This walls off with the Cornerstone Stance ability any Pokemon that have abilities, and it's not an effective an attack like Alolan Vulpix V-Star, so we can attack with Alakazam EX from the bench and still be immune with this Cornerstone Stance. So it's going to be very useful in some matchups. It gives us a different weakness to hit for, and I do play 1 Fighting Energy in the deck, so we can use the Demolish attack. Plus, it hits through effects, so we don't have to struggle with a Mimikyu if our opponent's playing that, right? We just handle that with the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX. Also playing 1 copy of Mawile I just kind of like it. It does a couple things. One, tempting trap. We can get something stuck in the opponent's active spot. Sometimes that has value. It's also just a single prize Pokemon we can just chuck into the active, because a lot of times our opponent is going to hit through our walls. So the Mimikyu or the Ogerpon don't stop them. So just chuck any single prize Pokemon and they're going to blow it up. So don't worry about it. But Tempting Trap does have value sometimes. Then a 2/02 Pidgeot EX line to get some draw. And playing a 1/1 Xatu, which helps us accelerate energy. It's not super critical with the deck, but it is useful. Attach a basic Psychic Energy card from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. Draw 2 cards. The drawing's nice as well. And as well as helping set up a second attacker. And then Rotom V to help set up, because I didn't have this when I first started with the deck, and even when in the introduction to the video I didn't play Rotom V, but I put it in since then. Been super good in the deck, just helps get set up. First turn, Rotom V is very helpful. So 10 basic Psychic Energies, play Xatu, which needs energies in hand to accelerate, so want to play a decent count of energies. And basically we need Psychic to attack with, so 10 Psychics and 1 Fighting, so we can use the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX if we want. All right, getting Pokemon in play, 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffins, just really good. Most of our Pokemon are searchable with that. We play 1 Nest Ball, largely for the Rotom V. I guess that's all. And then 3 Ultra Balls. It's a stage 2 deck, so the Ultra Balls are super important there. And then 4 Rare Candies, because it's stage 2s. We play 1 of stage 1, but we're mostly relying on Rare Candy, so very good there. All right, just going through the rest of the cards in order here. 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Unfair Stamp. That's the ace spec I've chosen. I like it in this deck. It's a disruption-based deck, is my thought. Alakazam EX attacks from the bench, just kind of making life difficult for opponents, so Unfair Stamp just makes sense in a deck like this. 1 copy of Rescue Board. It has some value. I've used it a lot. I mean, I can see dropping it too. Is it essential to the deck? No, but I do get value out of it, so I'm kind of like it in the deck. 1 copy of Pal Pad. I think this is essential. Play a bunch of 1-of supporters. You can do that because we have Pidgeot EX to search out the 1 supporter, but we want to reuse these supporters, so Pal Pad lets us play like our 1 boss's order twice over the course of the game. So 1 boss's order, 1 Iono, 1 Arven, 1 Professor Turo, all very important there. 1 Tulip, hit all the supporters while I'm at it. 1 Roxanne, all of those things are very good. 3 Arven. I might have said 1 Arven, I don't know, but it's 3 Arven. That's the one that's more than 1 of. So, and partly gets us the tool like the Rescue Board and the TM Devolution. Again, disruption-based deck. Devolving can hurt our opponent, so I just like disruption. And then also 1 Forest Seal Stone. Now that I'm playing Rotom V, gives us the V-Star power to search for any 1 card over the course of the game, so that's really good as well. 1 Super Rod, just have to have that in this deck. Lost Vacuum is useful, so most decks play it. I do think it helps the deck. What else? One Switch, just good in this deck for sure. 2 Earthen Vessels. We need to get energies. It's good just to get energies in general. With the Xatu engine, you want energies, so very good there. And I think that's all the cards. So that's the 60. I think it's a pretty solid 60. I've worked through it. I played it a bunch of times, kind of refined the list. I had played Alakazam before with Xatu, I think. The big changes here, the Pidgeot EX. I didn't have that before, I'm pretty certain. And I didn't have Rotom V, I'm pretty sure. And then the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon. I know I didn't have that because that wasn't around before, and that's just a nice walling option to have in the deck. So this is the 60. The deck's okay. It's matchup dependent, and it is a little slow to get started. So even if the matchup's solid, sometimes you're going to struggle to set up. So I think it's an okay deck. It's not the strongest deck. It's a deck I enjoy. Certainly, if you like this type of deck, a counter deck that can take advantage of certain matchups, give it a try. It's obviously interesting to be able to attack from the bench, right? It's unique, so we basically don't ever get to do it. So do that. Dimensional hand, attack from the bench, have some fun, and play some Pokemon. Take care.